Okay, so maybe for those who don't know, I'm into photography. At least this year, I really haven't been taking too many photos. In previous years, I would do a lot of like chess photography, travel a lot. But I'm trying to take advantage of opportunities nearby and just photograph nature. So I have my camera. Actually, camera's close by. I shoot with a Sony mirrorless. It's Sony A7R Mark III. For this shot, I was using a wide-angle lens. This lens is this is an 85 prime, but anyway, I took a photo probably around sunset, like the sun was setting in the sky, or in the solar system. You guys know what I mean. So, what else to say? This is Lightroom. So this is the software I use to edit photos. Photoshop is more like photo manipulation, but Lightroom is more for like photography. So I took this photo. Actually, we can probably see the details. Keyboard shortcuts work. Yeah, so we can see the data here. So this is a 5-second exposure, which allowed the water to kind of be silky smooth, which is a nice little trick. I didn't have a tripod. I just put my camera on a rock and took the photo. It was a little bit kind of impromptu, but to take photos like this, you need it stabilized. So let's dig in. Yeah, in order to have a 5-second exposure, I needed to have like the smallest aperture possible, just so that it wouldn't be overexposed, and then ISO, of course, too. Okay, so let's. So I'm gonna try and make this as beautiful as possible. I should also note this is a raw photo, so it preserves detail in the highlights and in the shadows. So, okay, bring down the highlights. So I bring back detail in the sky. I'll do a lot of before and afters. There's some lens dust here. Let's get rid of this. Bam. Okay, that was the only like major spot. Okay. Can go back to, yeah, full view. So usually when I edit photos, I'll start with just the basic sliders. We'll bring up shadows a little bit. We can make this like kind of HDR feel, which actually looks kind of nice. We can set the white point. Usually you want a little bit of true white. Oops. Yeah, like anything showing here is true white. Something like that, and then true black. Okay. Texture is some like sharpness algorithm. Bring up the texture and clarity. The more interesting things to do, first of all, to show before and after. Yeah, so this is already looking a lot better. But I definitely want to make some color pop. You can add some contrast too. Just kind of going based on feel. I might add some warmth, like especially because it's sunset. We'll have some, yeah, bring up the temperature just a little bit. Maybe some magenta in the sky. These are very like slight adjustments, but it's looking nice. And this is something you can't necessarily do with JPEG. Hey, it's a sub, Casey Sutter.
Cheers.
Thanks for subbing, appreciate that. With JPEG photos, they won't necessarily maintain the detail in the same way. Okay, let's keep going. There's dehaze. Dehaze will kind of add more contrast and darken some parts. I definitely want to have a bit more vibrance. So adding like too much vibrance, makes it a little bit too much, but just a little bit. And yeah, same thing with clarity. Like this would be too much clarity. It looks cool. This would be kind of more dreamy. But I can go in and more like fine detail. Okay, so before, after. So this is just with the basic sliders. There's tone curve. Can make maybe a little bit more contrast like this. Okay, then the color sliders. Yeah, the color sliders are fun. So I'll say I just installed Lightroom on this computer like right before the stream. So I'm not used to this view. Oh, maybe HS. Okay, this is what I'm used to, HSL. So with this, I can control the kind of the saturation and brightness of each color. So I'm gonna saturate the purples and the yellows and the oranges. Yeah. Maybe even the greens. Can make the greens lighter too. Yeah, it's very slight effect. Oh, how much? This isn't sponsored by any means, but this is Adobe Lightroom. It's kind of the sister software of Photoshop, but this is more built for photo editing. And it's similar to Camera Raw, which I think is kind of some like integrated part of Photoshop. Okay, so I can darken or lighten the purples. Maybe darken the purples, like bring out even more detail in the sky. Split toning I'm not going to mess with. Sharpness I can sharpen a little bit. Add this sharpness mask. So any light area is actually getting sharpened. So only want like the high contrast areas. Oh, lens corrections. Yeah. So this this kind of removes the vignette. Okay, so before and after. So this is already like a big improvement. I might add some vignette actually, just to draw more attention to or towards the center. A very simple vignette. I could have some more fun. I might do a few more like small touches. Yeah, let's add this thing. So everything I've done so far are kind of global edits, so it affects like the whole image. But then there's tools to do more selective edits. So this tool, it's called the graduated filter, and it will gradually affect the sky and then less affect the bottom part. So basically what I want to do is maybe darken the sky a little bit and then add magenta. I don't want to go overboard. Maybe add some warmth too. Really want to get that like sunset and dreamy vibe. Actually, I don't know. Maybe dehaze. Yeah. Drop the highlights a little bit. Okay. So this is before and after. So just kind of a nice little effect. This is before and after on the whole photo. I may have oversaturated the sky a little bit there. Bring back the purple or the warmth. Okay. But yeah, this is nice. There's no right or wrong. Sometimes it's just a matter of experimenting too. I'll do one more effect on the waterfall. I'm gonna use this. What is this called? It's something. Oh, the radial filter. Yeah, this is a cool one. So here I can basically affect everything in the oval or outside the oval. So, for example, yeah, if I wanted to go like real dramatic vignettes, but yeah, so basically I want to invert it, and then let's get rid of that, and I just want to like brighten the waterfall a little bit. Oops. Let's go back to this guy. And I think what I'll do, I'm going to reduce the clarity, because we'll make it a bit more like smooth, and then up the whites and the highlights. Yeah, and maybe add some like blue. Okay, that's too much blue, but to be very slight with this. Also feather this more. Okay, so before and after, so just very slight touches. I could duplicate this too, like if I want to brighten or apply the same effect to other areas, like brighten the trees a little bit. Anyway, so before and after. Okay. So that's kind of my workflow when it comes to editing photos. Hopefully this maybe inspires people, gives some insights. Where's wait, never mind. I know maybe this is a little bit too much. I could reduce magenta a little bit. Ooh, I could make it green. Oh, there's a way to like fine tune, like 29 maybe. And then reduce the vibrance a little bit. Okay. So maybe this will go on Instagram, or oh, it needs more purple. Ooh. Black and white also kind of looks cool actually. But yeah, maybe if it were like a YouTube thumbnail, maybe I would go a little bit more overboard and like the contrast and color just to make it really pop. But anyway, okay, so that's just something I wanted to do. It's usually stuff I do like off stream, but I thought that this would be of value to some people.